Okay, so today we are going to be working on 7.4, which is writing equations in two variables. So that means we're going to be writing equations that have two variables instead of just one. Okay, so an equation in two variables represents two quantities that change in relationship to one another. So it's two quantities that change. A solution of an equation in two variables is an ordered pair that makes the equation true. Okay, so a solution of an equation in two variables is an ordered pair that makes the equation true. So our solutions are going to be an ordered pair. Okay, so on this first section, it says tell whether the ordered pair is a solution of the equation. So we have y equals 2x. And we also have an ordered pair right here. Okay? I want you to remember that the first number is always x and the second number is always y. Okay? So all we do is we're going to plug our ordered pairs into our equation to see if it is true. Okay? So what is our y? Our y is 6. So we're going to have 6 equals, keep the 2, and then what is our x? Our x is 3. So we get 6 equals 2 times 3. Well, 2 times 3 is 6, so that's correct. So I'm going to put a check mark and I'm going to write yes, because we are telling whether the ordered pair is a solution. So yes, 3 and 6 are a solution of this equation. On this next one, we have y equals 4x minus 3, and our ordered pair is 4, 12. Remember, our first number is x, our second number is y. And then you do the same thing we just did. So you're going to plug 4 and 12 into our equation, y equals 4x minus 3. So y is 12. So we get 12 equals 4. What is our x? Our x is 4, so I'm going to plug 4 in, and we get minus 3. Then you've got to remember PEMDAS, okay? The first thing we do is on this equation, we're going to multiply. So we have 4 times 4, which is 16. So we get 12 equals 16 minus 3. Okay, is this true? No. 16 minus 3 is 13, so this is no. And I'm going to put a line through the equal sign because it does not equal each other. Okay, so that means 4 and 12 are not a solution of that equation. Okay, so I want to look over here at this box now. And if I'm going too fast, go ahead and pause it to catch up. Okay, so our ordered pair says x, y. Our x is always the independent variable. Okay, hopefully you have talked about this in science a little bit. And the y is always the dependent. Okay, so an independent variable represents the quantity that can change freely, and the dependent variable is its value depends on the independent variable. Okay, so our independent variable is x and our dependent variable is y, always. Okay, so I'm an independent because I can do whatever the heck I want. Okay, I'm over 18, and so my parents can't tell me what to do. Okay, I can still listen, but I can still make my own decisions. Okay, you guys are all dependents, which means that you still depend on your parent or guardian. Okay, so that's the difference between an independent and a dependent. An independent can change freely, can do whatever it wants, and the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. Okay, so your parents are independents, but you still depend on them because you're a dependent. Okay, so in this first example, it says the equation y equals 128 minus 8x gives the amount y in fluid ounces of milk remaining in a gallon jug after you pour x cups. How much milk remains in the jug after you pour 10 cups? Okay, the first thing we want to do is find our independent variable and our dependent variable of this situation. So the independent variable we know is always x, and the dependent variable is always y. Okay? So I go up in the question, and it says it gives the amount y in fluid ounces of milk remaining. Okay? It also says after you pour X cups. So our X is cups, or our independent variable is cups. Our dependent variable, which is our Y, is milk remaining. So it's milk remaining after we pour a certain amount, okay, which is in fluid ounces. So we have our equation, Y equals 128 minus 8x. And our question is, how much milk remains in the jug after you pour 10 cups? Okay. So we have to figure out 10 cups. We need that information. Is 10 going to be our X or our Y? It's going to be our X, okay, because our independent variable is cups, and it's 10 cups. So we're going to plug 10 in for X. So Y equals 128 minus 8 times 10. We're plugging in 10 for X. Then we just solve it. So we got to do PEMDAS first. So we're going to multiply. So 8 times 10 is 80. So we have Y equals 128 minus 80. And then you just solve. 128 minus 80 is 48. And what is my label? My label is going to be fluid ounces. So that means if we pour 10 cups, we are still going to have 48 fluid ounces left in the jug. That's what that means. Okay? Next, I want you to try this on your own. Okay? So pause the video, try it on your own, and then unpause when you're ready to find out the answers. Okay? So, the equation Y equals 10x plus 25 gives the amount Y in dollars in your savings account after X weeks. How much is in your savings account after 8 weeks? Okay, we need to find our independent variable and our dependent variable. Okay, so we have, it gives the amount Y in dollars in your savings account after X weeks. Okay, we know our independent variable is X, and it stands for weeks this time. And our dependent variable is Y. And that's going to be money in savings account. So money in account. Okay? So we have our equation. Y equals 10x plus 25. Okay? So looking at this, what do you think that 25 represents? I know it represents dollars, but so that 25 is our constant, and that represents how much money we started with in our savings account. Okay, so we started with $25, and now each week, which is X, we are adding $10 each week. Okay, so that means if we wanted to know how much was going to be in our savings account after 1 week, we would do 10 times 1 plus 25, because that 1 represents weeks, just like our X does, okay? And so we would have $35 after 1 week. But our question wants to know how much money we have in our account after 8 weeks. So we need to plug 8 in for our X, because X represents weeks. So we're going to have Y equals 10 times 8 plus 25. Then you solve it. We're going to multiply first. So we're going to have 80, because 10 times 8 is 80, plus 25. Okay, and you should get 125 as your answer. Our label is dollars. So that means after 8 weeks, we will have $125 in our bank account. Okay. Okay, I'm running out of time on this video, so I'm going to upload another video so that you can see the second page as well. Okay, so go ahead and after this video, X out of it and start on the second.